Buongiorno or buonasera. Buonasera. It's Tan from Artemis Oracle. I'm in Rome right now for my birthday trip and I'm in my hotel room. Yes, I wanted to do a reading earlier today. I went to Vatican City. I saw the Sistine Chapel, went to St. Peter's Basilica, and it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So many people. Oh my gosh. Like, you would think that there was less people in November. That's a lie. Just so you know, if you ever want to go to Rome, I think if you want there to be less people, probably go around December, January when it's cold, because the weather is pretty good over here. Really early, it's cold. It was like 46 degrees Fahrenheit. I am American, don't judge me. And as broad as it is, don't cover me. But the weather was cold in the morning, but then the weather kind of let up. It got sunny. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go to Florence, so I'm excited about that. I got to go on the train today as well to going back to my hotel. I'm from New York, so the subway system. So it was very similar to London as well, easy. I mean, yeah, easy. There's 2 lines in Rome, so 2 train lines. So it's pretty easy to get around here. Walking, wow, the architecture just, it's beautiful. I mean, they have their areas, but for the most part, today was a really good day. Yesterday was kind of hard for me, kind of emotional being here alone, but when you go traveling solo, it's something like that, like, damn, I wish I was with somebody. It would be cool to share this experience. So I'm hoping next time I come to Italy, I'm with somebody. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend, or it could be one of my kids, All right, so I want to do a love reading. Let's do love. Soon I'm gonna go to dinner because right now it's 5:29 Italy time. Okay, let me get this. We have indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. So probably you propose something to someone. Excuse me. Hopefully it's not like an ultimatum. You didn't give anyone an ultimatum. But if necessary, you will have to. So somebody that my inability to make a decision hurts you. So there's something that someone hasn't really, this kind of has you on a back, I want to say back burner, but it's like they don't really know what they want to do with you. So they kind of like, possibly they put you on a back burner. Okay, anything else? What's indecisive? Responsibility is I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs. So possibly you're dealing with somebody who's more focused on their responsibilities than they are your relationship. Maybe your relationship is an extra responsibility that they can't take on with, because of personal things that they need to take care of. This person may be coming off as selfish, because I see a child there and the way the child looks. I just thought somebody was selfish. Children are selfish, and that's okay, until the real world gets them. They might become selfless. Hopefully they find a nice balance where you care about people, but you don't fuck yourself over in this process, What else? Anything else about indecisive responsibilities? Soul contract. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. So some of you may feel like you and this person have a soul contract. At the bottom, we have disagreements. I wish you understood how I feel. So some of you may be feeling like this person doesn't understand your relationship, understand your stance when it comes to your relationship or how you feel about them. It could also be that someone is not entirely sure about what kind of connection that you and them have. They may not even realize that you may have some sort of soulmate, soul contract connection. But it could be something that you recognize. And that could be something that you in disagreement about with them. Because some people, they know that stuff. I know some people don't believe in that, and that's okay, because we believe in what we feel aligns with us. So maybe this person aren't on the same page. Definitely aren't on the same page with the disagreements card coming out. Feeling misunderstood. But this relationship could simply be one that where you're supposed to learn from each other. Maybe somebody doesn't want the responsibility of being in a soul contract. They may be in denial of that, but that's only if the person believes in that. So tell me about indecisive. Wow, we got temperance. So someone is like, they're not sure. They're not really sure. Things may look like they're going well in the daylight. This person could be showing up as peaceful, at ease, but inside there could be some storm going on. It could be something that they have sleepless nights about, or it could simply be you that's in that energy. But then this is where the moderation has to come in. But I'm reading it intuitively because the indecisive shows day and night. So somebody is maybe they see the good, but they could possibly see the negative of the situation. But it's a matter of also seeing it as a whole, not only looking at the bad and the good, but looking at the overall. Like does the good and bad outweigh each other in some way? Or, is it that bad where things can't work out, or is it that good where things, or, I think someone's trying to figure it all out, trying to put it all together. But at this point, it's like a level of duality in the person's mindset where they can't make a decision because they're looking at things from a compartmentalized thought process, But then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe someone is like reflecting on the relationship itself, trying to figure out if this is something that can be sustained. This person could also be looking at your good and bad qualities. 717, as I'm saying that, and so someone may be looking at the good and bad qualities of the relationship itself. And that card just slipped out. The Four of Pentacles, yeah. See, this card is somebody holding back, but I feel like someone's holding back to see, this is a thought that came to me, sometimes people hold back just to kind of test, like to see how the person will react. So maybe this person is like, okay, let me hold back. Now let me not put any more than what I've already put in. I already put in my Seven of Pentacles, but I'm not going to put any more, right? Let me see how this person acts. Because this person is like behind this Four of Pentacles and holding them back, but it's like their face, it's like they're observing, watching, like in the shadows and something. Maybe they're watching you invest in the relationship, or maybe watching how much you invest in it, but then they may be uncertain about giving in, putting in their part. So there could be a level of inequality in the relationship itself. Now, with responsibilities, tell me about responsibilities. As always, take the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. So tell me about responsibilities. Ace of Swords. So that's new information, ideas, the start of a new idea, the start of a thought process. A truth being revealed, clarity. I've got the Three of Pentacles. Two cards. The Page of Swords with the Moon. I did mention about duality, like looking at both sides of the coin, looking at the good and the bad, but also like with the watching and waiting. I think somebody wants to see the bad side. I think somebody wants to see the part that's hidden, the hidden truth about you, because you have the Page of Swords. Yeah, watching, like I said, watching. Yeah, they, I think this person could be watching and waiting. They maybe, I wonder if this person's holding back because they think there may be somebody else in the mix too. So they want to see, how you're investing in other places. If they suspect there's another person, I'm not saying that there is, but there could be like somebody, like responsibility. Somebody maybe, the truth is, somebody is focused on something. They could be focused on work. They could be focused on their family, but there could be a fear that someone's focused on someone else. So somebody's like watching and waiting, want to see if something that's hidden gets revealed. If they keep watching, will the truth eventually come out? Where clarity be gained, if they continue observing. Talking about soul contract. Soul contract. Soul contract. 11:11. Empress. The Empress is about fertility, growth, creation, and a beginning. The dawn of a new day. Oh, that card fell. The Hierophant, but it came out in the reverse. The Hierophant is about contracts. So, yeah. But the Empress. I don't know if some of you may resonate with the feminine energy, but you feel like someone is not living up to their end of the bargain. Let's get to me. Some of a soul contract with the Empress and the Hierophant. That card wanted to fall. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, because the person is distracted. They're focusing on other things. You're looking at them, but they're not looking at you. They're looking down at their money. Maybe they're looking down on their finances. That's where their thoughts, they're not focused on this at all. That's what the Eight of Pentacles, when the Eight of Swords at the bottom, it's like some of you may feel like you're being tied. Like you're tied to some contract that you probably no longer want to be a part of, with the Hierophant being in reverse. Like this person isn't focusing on me, and the Empress, she doesn't necessarily have to be begging someone, because it's, I don't want to say it's her right, but kind of, she receives, she doesn't chase, she doesn't beg, she only creates with what wants to create with her, she doesn't force anything. So if somebody else is like focused on other things, then maybe if you resonate with being an Empress, maybe you're deciding that maybe you have to start taking care of yourself. And the soul contract, it did teach you something. It taught you that it's important for you to place responsibility. Like you're responsible for your health. You're responsible for your own happiness. You're responsible for your financial stability. And that if this person is indecisive, then that's an answer to the question. If it's an I don't know, then it's a no. It's either you know or you don't know. And if you don't know, then it's a no. Because if you want something, then you will do everything you can to not let it go. You try to hold on to it. And it's like with the Hierophant, maybe some of you are going to be releasing that idea of commitment, releasing this contract, or maybe you're ending the contract because it's time for you to focus and nurture yourself. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. With the soul contract card, you learn from this relationship. It taught you that I have to take care of myself, my financial and emotional needs. That's probably what it taught you in the end. That is, if you have to put yourself first. You are responsible for your holistic health and happiness, in all areas of your life. And the disagreements card, there's conflicting thoughts. You're probably trapped in thoughts, trapped in belief systems, and you want to bring an end to it. And you want to direct your action towards things that you want to see growth, and that bring you passion, or what you're passionate about. You want to put into something that's going to feed your flame rather than extinguish it. You know, you want a new love, a love that will fill you up just as much as you will fill it up. Yeah, you want to avoid anybody who can be deceptive, that may have been deceptive. Okay, so I've got these new cards. They're called the Dead Inside deck, you know. So let's see. This is just an extra reading, so it may align to what we've read already, or it could be something totally different. Okay, let's see what messages you need to know. So these cards have supposed to have funny messages. That card just flew off, but it slid. I'm not going to take it. Doing it again. Compulsion, bad decisions. Okay, so some of you may be repeating patterns. Maybe doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing, but you do it anyway. And scrolling instead of healing. So some of you probably are distracting yourself from healing by looking at, you know, doom scrolling. It says numbness, a mindless distraction. You know, you may be distracting yourself with social media, TV, movies, just anything that doesn't have to do with you. Maybe some of you are engaging in escapism. Anything else? Okay, that card. Vanished while meditating, mind fog, awareness, confusion. What? Collapse, awareness collapse. Yeah, I feel like some of you are trying to escape for something. Falling for red flags. Attraction, ignored warnings, drama. You know, some of you may be engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors, you know, and we did see the Seven of Swords. But I feel like I had to touch on it because sometimes when we're not happy with the way things are in our life, we look for things to distract us, and they may not be the best things. They may be the most destructive things, but we like, oh, but I like it, you know. So maybe some of you are like falling for red flags, meaning that you're seeing red flags, but you're ignoring them. You know, maybe you like the drama because it distracts you from the boringness of your life, or maybe, you know, you're just ignoring red flags. But the fact that it kind of distracts you from whatever pain that you may be trying to escape, escaping the healing that you need to do to improve your life, to focus on yourself. You know, maybe if you think about the whole of this reading, it's like somebody who's indecisive and about you, but you kind of like allowed yourself to continue with a situation and ignoring the red flags, ignoring the truth, not seeing the truth for what it was, but you see it, but you just don't want to acknowledge it. And then you're just like distracting yourself still because you feel good in whatever you're dealing with, even though it's not good for you. This card went for tears. What tears? See? Denial. Some of you may be in denial about something. It says denial, leak, pressure, pretense. What pressure leak? And where I got pressure from? Some of you may be feeling some level of pressure, and you may be this distraction. It doesn't have to be about love, but this distraction from the pressure that you're experiencing is, you know, you not wanting to acknowledge something, you being in denial of something. But if some of you may have been going through emotional leak, you're maybe in denial about something, you know, maybe you're not processing your emotions the way you're supposed to. Some of you may be experiencing something emotionally, and instead of healing, you're just distracting yourself. And the only thing you're doing is causing yourself more harm if that's you. It's true, you have to heal. You have to heal. You may be needing to meditate, but not to escape, but more to gain more clarity about something, to clear your head, clear your mind. But don't distract yourself. I'm sorry, I'm sounding preachy. I'm sorry. You know, I'm probably, it's like sometimes some readings resonate with me, and like right now I'm reading and I'm not gonna, like, I don't know, I'm just saying things, dude, that's come to my mind. But when I rewatched the video, I was like, oh, okay, I think that was my message too. You know, not all messages resonate with me, but yeah, that happens sometimes. And I'm fine. Suppression on this facade. Yes, you're putting up a facade. You need to stop. You're hurting yourself, you know? Sometimes you're gonna need that emotional release, because if it doesn't come out in tears, it's gonna come out in smoke. You're gonna blow a fuse, essentially. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the reading there. I hope this reading was helpful to you in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. Arrivederci. Bye.